I'm Miss Marcia. Welcome to May and our Russian artist, Wassily, or as it's pronounced really in Russian, Wassily Kandinsky. Kandinsky was one of the founders of abstract art. And what I mean about abstract art is that it's art that's not representational. It's art that's made up of different types of lines, some thick, some thin, some wavy, some straight. And it's made up of shapes, squares, circles, triangles, organic shapes, sort of like beans. And it's also made up of colors. And the colors really can be anything that the artist really likes. With Kandinsky, there are certain colors that he saw. For example, when he saw the color yellow, he thought of a trumpet playing. Okay, so yellow was always kind of loud and brash to him. Other colors might have seemed a little more soothing. For example, blues, greens, purples. Some of the cooler colors he found a little soothing, didn't find them as loud as the warmer colors, the reds, yellows, oranges. He also felt with colors that if you put colors that look good together, your painting would have been more harmonious, more like even a piano playing with the chords sounding just right, the melody, the tune, everything sounding just right. This condition of seeing a color and hearing sounds is called synesthesia, and some believe that that's what he had. He was an interesting guy because he saw shapes and thought different things about the shapes. For example, he thought triangles were kind of aggressive shapes. And I guess he thought that because they're pointy, they're not smooth, they're not round. So he felt like a triangle portrayed aggression. He felt like circles portrayed spiritual feelings. So that was his feeling about circles. And he also felt that squares were very calming, I guess because they're symmetrical, and he just felt like that would be a calming influence in a painting. So this is some of the background about what Kandinsky, the abstract artist, thought about when he was painting. Now, when I started to do a work similar to what Kandinsky did, this is what I came up with. And I named my work Music in the Night. I'll just hold it a little closer so you can see it. And when I was painting it, I thought about all my yellows were maybe the loud music, the reds were also the loud music, and all my other colors, my softer colors, were the nighttime colors, the cool, maybe in the summer when nights get cooler, just the cooler colors. Kandinsky didn't name all of his paintings, he only named the paintings that he liked. And the ones that he liked, he simply called composition. So as you can see, music and art were very connected with Kandinsky. So what I thought I would do today is show you how to do a Kandinsky, and then you can of course do it any way you would like, but I'd like to show you how I started mine, ended up with this, and then you can start yours, any way you would like. So what I did is I started out with my lines, and I'll hold this one closer. Now all my lines, some are curvy, some are straight. I put some shapes in. I have some shapes kind of tucked behind others. My triangle is behind this shape. My circle is in front of the triangle. So I had my shapes the way that I thought they would look nice on a painting. And now for the painting that I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to think of it as a loud musical painting. So I'm going to use colors that seem louder. I'm going to use reds, and again I'm using a water-based paint, but you can use crayons, you can use markers, you can use anything you would like. The reason I used a Sharpie to draw this was so that when the paint gets on the Sharpie, it doesn't run all over the place, or else you're going to have bleeding marker, smushy bleeding marker on your painting. So I'm going to start out with a nice loud color, which I consider red to be. And then I'm going to put another loud color in, which I'm going to make an orange. I'm going to mix my yellow. This paint set doesn't come with orange, so you have to sort of mix the yellow and the red together. but mixing paints is a good thing too. And I'm gonna have my orange. It's sort of it's almost a tomato color, like a reddish orange. But it doesn't look sedate. It looks kind of loud, which is how I wanted it to look. And I'm gonna paint in my shape. Again, I'm not gonna paint every part of this painting because that would take quite a while. And I'm just gonna paint this. But for my next colors, I would be thinking about yellows, maybe an orange that's more yellow, maybe an orange that's a drop more red. So I would pick all the bright, fiery colors, the reds, yellows, oranges, and I'll just show you what I've done so far. Okay, this is it so far. But again, as I said, after you draw your picture, after you draw your lines and your squares and your triangles and your circles, you can use the paint, you can use crayons, you can use a combo of both. You can color some of the things in with crayon, some of the things in with paint. And the good thing about doing that is the crayon, because it's waxy, will resist some of the paint. Okay, and I used my black Sharpie, and that was to get the whole thing started. So that's basically a Kandinsky. So again, he's an abstract artist, which meant that he didn't do anything realistic. Everything, when he drew a scene outside, he didn't draw like houses and trees. He drew shapes to represent them. And then he chose whatever colors he wanted to paint them. So the things were realistic in an abstract way, but definitely not realistic like a picture or a photo of something. Another thing you can do, if you have permission from a parent, is you can do a Kandinsky out of sidewalk chalk. You can go outside in your driveway and you can think about the lines and shapes and colors and do an outside mural of a Kandinsky. But again, make sure you ask a parent before you go out and use chalk on your driveway. So that's Wassily Kandinsky, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about him. I hope you enjoy doing a project similar to what he painted. And I look forward to seeing you hopefully in person soon, but I'll be back in June with another artist. This is an Italian artist coming up, and he's very different than Kandinsky, the artist who is abstract. That's all for now. Take care, stay well, enjoy everything outside if you can. It's getting nicer out, and I will see you next month. Bye now.